London, the big smoke, was in jeopardy. There were zombies everywhere. Jewel was having fun in the garden when she was attacked by zombies. Jules becomes terrified and begins to flee. She notices a building under construction and decides to hide there right away. There, she discovers a helicopter on the roof of the building.
Oh, it's a helicopter. I can use it to flee. I have to get there.
Jewel thinks to herself. Examine the scene carefully. Can you guess how many stairs Jewel will have to climb to reach the helicopter? Consider your answer and share it with me in the comments section. Let's get to the answer. Here, Jewel must climb 2 flights of stairs to reach the helicopter. You got this right, didn't you? Let's move on to the next one. Joey has lunch at a restaurant. There, he was attacked by the zombie. He tries to escape to save his life. On his way, he comes across a hotel and tries to enter, but the door is locked, so he fails. He runs forward until he comes to a house. The door is closed, but there's a security system here. Joey will be able to enter the house and hide if he cracks the code. Examine the system closely. Can you guess the correct password? If you require more time, pause the video. Please leave your answer in the comments. Here's the solution. You may have noticed that there is something written on the wall that says A equals 1. It's just a hint. This means that the numbers are the same as the alphabetical sequence. The word exit is written on the door and provides a hint. This means that the password is 5, which equals E, 24, which equals X, 9, which equals I, and 20, which equals T. Joey spends a few minutes trying to crack the code and eventually saves himself. Let's get to the next one. Zombies are infesting the city and they spare no one. They also come after Peter. He begins to panic and ends up in a corridor to escape. He comes across 3 doors. Which door should he go through to get away from the zombies? Can you guess? If you need more time, pause the video and leave your answer in the comments. Here's the solution. If you're smart enough to notice, there are keyholes in the doors. Peter sees right through the keyholes and discovers that there is fire behind the first door. Behind the second door is a massive snake, and behind the third door is an exit sign. He realizes that the third door is the safest option and flees. The city was completely overtaken by zombies. Eric was doing his grocery shopping when the mall is suddenly invaded by zombies. It causes panic and everyone starts running around aimlessly. When the power goes out, Eric tries to flee. He comes across 3 rooms. In the first room is a wooden cricket bat. In the second room is a crusher. In the third room is a revolver with bullets. Can you tell which door is the safest for Eric with only 10 seconds to escape the zombies? If you need more time, pause the video and leave your answer in the comments section. Here's the answer. If Eric goes to the first room, he will find a cricket bat, which he'll use to fight zombies, but that would be a bad idea. If he goes through the third door, he will find a gun, but bullets will not kill the zombies. He can easily escape if he chooses the second door. There isn't any electricity. He can easily cross the crusher, and when the zombies come after him, the electricity will be restored and they will be crushed. It's clearly a win-win situation. Like the video if you enjoyed this one. Tony usually drives to work, but because the weather was nice, he chose to ride his bike. He was shocked to see a huge scratch on his car when he returned home in the evening. He immediately calls his children and wife. His wife says,
I was at the grocery store since the morning. I've just returned home. I have no idea.
His son says,
I was playing with my friend in the neighborhood. I just returned home. I'm completely clueless.
His daughter says,
Dad, I have been studying since the morning. I just got out of my room. I don't know anything.
Tony, on the other hand, understands who is lying. How? Think and let me know your answer in the comments. Now, let's see the answer. Take a look at the house next door. There is a lock on their door. This clearly means that they are not at home and his son is lying to him. He could have scratched by accident. Let's see the next riddle. Ron was going home from college when he was pushed from behind. He collapsed to the ground and couldn't really see who had shoved him. Fortunately, Detective Mayhul happened to be nearby. He immediately came to help.
Please help me! Detective Mayhul! Someone shoved me from behind! I couldn't see his face, but he was wearing glasses. He also wore a jacket, shoes, and a hat.
Explains Ron. Mayhul runs in the same direction as the man. He finds a jacket, hat, and sunglasses in front of a coffee shop. Mayhul thinks that the man must have entered this cafe. There Mayhul sees 5 persons. Can you tell by looking at these 5 who is that person? Think and let me know your answer in comments. Let's go on to the answer. Notice that the first person is wearing a jacket. This is clearly not his jacket. The second man is sitting with his sunglasses on, indicating that they do not belong to him. This lady is already wearing a hat, therefore these items aren't hers either. The fifth person is wearing slippers, but he did not shove Ron since the individual was wearing shoes. Clearly, the fourth person shoved Ron. Mayhul immediately catches him. Wasn't it interesting? Let us now proceed to the next one. Josh has worked as a cab driver for 10 years. He frequently gets into arguments with his passengers. One day, he is found dead in his taxi. Detective Mayhul is summoned for an investigation.
It appears to be a murder.
Mayhul thinks to himself. Josh got into a dispute with 3 people that day. Detective Mayhul immediately interrogates 3 people. Aaron says,
I took a cab to college. When I arrived, he requested me to pay him extra money, which I refused, and an argument ensued. Why would I murder him for a few bucks?
Nina says,
I was at work when I got a call. It was a medical emergency. My mother was admitted in the hospital. I needed to get to there as quickly as possible. Josh was driving very slowly. We had a fight because of this. I left after he dropped me off at about 2 p.m. I'm completely clueless.
Brandon explains,
Around 1 p.m., I was returning home from the supermarket after finishing my grocery shopping. I was carrying a lot of bags. He was demanding extra money for all of my belongings. Because of this, we had a disagreement.
Mayhul carefully records their statements and quickly arrests the murderer. How? Who do you think killed Josh? Think about your answer and leave it in the comments section. Let's hop on to the answer. Out of all 3 of them, Nina was the last one to travel in Josh's cab. She booked the cab to go to the city hospital. If you noticed, Josh was found dead in his car, right in front of the hospital. This means that she killed Josh. Interesting, wasn't it? Let's move on to the next one. A wicked witch imprisoned a princess in her castle. This became the new headlines, causing a commotion throughout the kingdom. Prince Charles decides to save the princess. But here's the catch. The key to witchcraft's power is hidden in the castle. She can only be defeated when she leaves the castle. The prince and princess were well aware of this. So, the princess wrote a note the next day, informing the prince of the witch's departure time from the castle. It was only a hint. She sent the note to the prince in secret. Examine this note carefully. Can you decipher it? Let me know your answer through comments. Here's the answer. The note says Ted only drinks apple yogurt to win onions. Here, if you take the first letter from each word, you will get today too. The prince decodes the code and understands that the witch is going to come out of the castle at 2 p.m. today. Our prince is quite smart, isn't he? Let's move on to the next one. A group of thieves is stealing television sets from a local manufacturing facility and loading them into their van. They were about to leave. Suddenly they hear cops' siren, and immediately, cops have arrived. They have no chance of escaping. The cops had arrived, but the thieves are not yet arrested. Why? Can you guess? Consider your answer and share it with me in the comments section. Here's the answer. When the cops come, they begin reinstalling all of the television sets in the manufacturing unit. When asked, they explained they were coming to deliver television sets. However, they were rather late with the delivery. So, the cops dismiss them as delivery boys and depart. Wasn't it clever? Let's get to the next one. Detective Mayhul was chasing a cunning robber. During this foot chase, the robber enters a shopping mall, and Mayhul follows him inside. The manager of the shopping mall informs Mayhul that 3 new workers had joined that day, but he finds 4 new workers. This means that one of them is definitely the robber in disguise. Mayhul decides to check their ID cards to expose the criminal. This is the first ID card. This is the second ID card. This is the third. And this is the fourth. After looking at all the ID cards, Mayhul instantly understands which one of these belonged to the robber. Can you guess? Comment your answer below. Let's now look at the answer. The blood group on ID number 3 is BA+. But such a blood group doesn't exist. This means that it was a fake ID card. Mayhul notices this and arrests the robber instantly. Let's jump to the next riddle. Once, Ben was reading the newspaper on a Sunday morning. He reads that the premium lottery's biggest draw of the year is about to take place. According to the lottery, the first prize winner will receive $100. The second place winner will receive $50 in prize money. The third winner will receive a prize of $20. Finally, the day had arrived for the lottery winners to be announced. Many people gathered around the location to witness their good fortune. The third place winner is announced. Ben walks up to the stage, shows his ticket, and receives his prize money of $20. The second place winner's position announces. Mayhul walks up to the stage, displays his ticket, and collects the prize money of $50. Finally, the first place winner is announced. However, 3 people show up on stage to collect the prize money. Now, 2 of the 3 tickets they have are fake and only one is real. Detective Mayhul rushes there to check their tickets. Can you tell which of these tickets 1, 2, or 3 is real and which is fake by looking at them? Think and let us know your answer by commenting. Let's see the answer. Take a look at the pattern of ticket winners of 1 and 2. On the side, there are 3 lines. It matches up with ticket 1, whereas ticket 2 has 4 lines and ticket 3 has 2 lines. This means the tickets are fake. Mayhul quickly realizes this, and the person who holds the real lottery ticket wins the first prize. Let's move on to the next riddle. Sitting in a class and attending a lecture is quite boring, isn't it? Every one of us has been there. Miss Rosie was in the middle of teaching a class when she heard someone snoring. She turns around, furiously.
Who did it? Who is dozing off during the lecture?
When she looked around at the students, she noticed that they all had their eyes open. She then resumes teaching when she hears someone snoring for the second time. She immediately understands someone is sleepy. Their eyes, however, are open. Can you guess who is sleeping by looking at the student? Let us know your answer by commenting. Let's see the answer. This is the boy who is sleeping. Look at the other people's eyes, they're blinking, but this boy's eyes aren't, because he has eye stickers on his glasses. The teacher takes off his glasses and caught him sleeping. Let's go on to the next riddle. While traveling along the highway, Detective Mayhul noticed a man lying on the road. When he went to check on the man, he discovered that he had already died.
How could someone be killed on the highway, especially so far from town?
Mayhul goes to the nearest toll booth and inquires about all of the vehicles that have passed through it today. 3 vehicles passed through the toll today. Mayhul contacted all 3 owners and thoroughly inspected their automobiles from the inside out. This is car 1. This is car 2. This is car 3. After inspecting the cars, Mayhul realizes who committed the murder. Can you guess? Take your time and leave your answer in the comments section. Let's have a look at the answers. Take a close look at the second vehicle. A red glove is lying in the corner, and the other glove in the pair is in the dead man's hand. That's how Mehul understands that the owner of the second car committed the murder. A vampire is trapped inside a cave. There are 3 doors to get out of there. Behind the first door, there are motion sensors, which will burn the vampire if there is any motion detected. Behind the second door, there are sound sensors, which will burn up the place even if there is a little noise. Finally, behind the third door, there are temperature sensors that will burn the place if there's even a slight increase in the temperature. So, which door should the vampire choose to get out of there? Think carefully, and tell me your answer in the comment section. Come on, let's have a look at the answer. Vampires are cold-blooded, so there won't be any increase in the temperature when he tries to get out through the third door. Let's move on to the next one. Looking at these 2 images, can you guess who is the murderer? A or B? Look carefully and tell me your answer by commenting. The person in photo B could be sleeping. But take a look at image A, which shows a hand coming out of the oven. How can this be possible? That means A is a murderer. Subscribe to the channel for more intriguing riddles. Thank you.